This conference provides a great opportunity for prospective participants to share their recent theoretical knowledge, research findings, and experiences in dealing with sustainable information engineering and technology. As such, this conference will feature presentations by international speakers which are cutting-edge sessions topics. This event brought to you on the support of our general sponsor of the second ICECME 2020, PT PLN Persero. To begin with the opening ceremony event, we will listen to the reciting Quran, Salawat, and Dua by Ustadz Zamakhsyari SHI. For Ustadz Zamakhsyari, the screen is yours.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن هذا القرآن يهدي للتي هي أقوم ويبشر المؤمنين الذين يعملون الصالحات أن لهم أجرا كبيرا. وأن الذين لا يؤمنون بالآخرة أعتدنا لهم عذابا أليما. ويدعو الإنسان بالشر دعاءه بالخير. ويدعو الإنسان بالشر دعاءه بالخير وكان كان الإنسان عجولا صدق الله العظيم. صلاة الله سلام الله على طه رسول الله صلاة الله سلام الله على ياسين حبيب الله توسلنا ببسم الله وبالهادي رسول الله وكل مجاهد لله بأهل البدر يا الله. إلهي سلم الأمة من الآفات والنقمة إلهي سلم الأمة من الآفات والنقمة ومن هم ومن غمة بأهل البدر يا الله. صلاة الله سلام الله على طه رسول الله صلاة الله سلام الله على ياسين حبيب الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين حمدا يوافي نعمه ويكافئ مزيده. يا ربنا لك الحمد ولك الشكر كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك الكريم وعظيم سلطانك. اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم إنا نسألك رضاك والجنة ونعوذ بك من سخطك والنار. اللهم أحسن عاقبتنا في الأمور كلها وأجرنا من خزي الدنيا وعذاب الآخرة. اللهم إنك عفو كريم حليم تحب العفو فاعف عنا وعن والدنا يا الله يا رب العالمين. اللهم سلم كلنا من آفات الدنيا والآخرة وفتنتها إنك على كل شيء قدير. اللهم سلمنا من أشرار يا رب العالمين. اللهم ادفع عنا الغلاء والبلاء والوباء والفحشاء والمنكر والسيوف المختلفة والشدائد والمحن ما ظهر منها وما بطن من بلدنا هذا خاصة ومن بلدان المسلمين عامة إنك على كل شيء قدير. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا ولوالدينا وارحمهم كما ربونا صغارا. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا تقبل منا دعاءنا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you. Thank you, Ustad, for the beautiful reciting. Then, for a brief moment, we would like to invite you to rise and sing Indonesian item Indonesia Raya. Hadirin dimohon berdiri. Hadirin dapat duduk kembali. Excellencies, participants, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Dr. Ahyar, the General Chairman of the Second International Conference on Experimental and Computational Mechanics in Engineering 2020, to deliver the opening speech. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on screen Dr. Ahyar.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Akhyar on behalf of organizing committee, the Honorable to Rector Universitas Syah Kuala, all keynote speakers, distinguished guests, alumni, author, and participant. I would like to welcome all of you to the second International Conference on Experimental and Computation Mechanics. We call it ICECME 2020. It is held in Universitas Syah Kuala, Indonesia. This conference conducted by Department of Mechanical and Industrial Engineering, Fakulti Engineering, Universitas Syah Kuala, Indonesia. The second ICESME 2020, it's held in conjunction with International Conference in Information Technology, Advanced and Electrical Engineering, or ICECME from Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. The theme of this conference is Strengthening Applied Technology Innovation and Sustainable Development in Industry 4.0. Our keynote speakers are Professor Luis Cateta from Curtin University, Australia, Professor Yoshikazu Nakai from Kobe University, Japan, Professor Chetan Singh Solanki from IIT Bombay, India, Associate Professor Muhammad Rizal Al-Kahari from Universitas Teknikal Malaysia, Melaka, Malaysia, The moderator of keynote speaker is Associate Professor Anupun Tot Wong Warakul from Kasasat University, Thailand. I would like to report that we received 106 articles with 96 accepted and 11 papers was rejected. The paper was come from 7 countries, 48 universities and 6 industries. All accepted papers in this conference have opportunity to be published in various reputable publications indexing by Scopus. There are IOP, Material and Science Engineering. This is proceeding. Selected papers will be published in the journal Defect and Diffusion Forum from scientific.net. This is journal. And other selected papers will be published in Lecture Note in Mechanical Engineering. This is journal with publisher Springer Link. Speakers, distinguished guests, and participants. We look forward to have successful conference, and we hope that all attendees enjoy and take a benefit from this conference. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Ahyar, for the opening speech. We move on to the next opening speech from the Rector of Universitas Syah Kuala, Professor Dr. Insinyur Samsul Rizal M.Eng IPU. We will also like to request Professor Samsul Rizal to officially open the second international conference on experimental and computational mechanics in engineering, ICESME 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on screen Professor Samsul Rizal.
Very good morning. Colleagues, professors, lecturers, researchers, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the International Conference on Experimental and Computational Mechanics in Engineering 2020. The ICECME 2020 is held in conjunction with the International Conference on Information Technology, Advanced and Mechanical and Electrical Engineering of University Muhammadiyah, Yogyakarta. Moreover, I honorably welcome our keynote speaker, Professor Luis Cancetta from Curtin University, Australia, Professor Yoshikazu Nakai from Kobe University, Japan, Professor Chetan Singh Solansky from IIT Bombay, India, Associate Professor Insinyur Dr. Muhammad Rizal Al-Kahari from University Technical Malaysia, Malacca. We also have with us moderator, Associate Professor Anupun Tot Wong Warakul, PhD from Kasesat University, Thailand. It is my hope that the second ICECME 2020 would be able to achieve its objective in providing an effective forum for academicians, researchers, practitioners to strengthen academic and industrial collaboration to enhance research and innovation. We believe that academics and industry must not work alone, but must collaborate. Because with collaboration, the goal becomes easier, more effective, and efficient is to achieve, and we can change to the better environment and life. Last but not least, my deepest gratitude goes to the advisory board organizing committee, international scientific committee, institutions, companies, and volunteers who have directly and indirectly supported the success of this seminar. I am Samsul Rizal, Rector of Universitas Syahkuala in Banda Aceh, Indonesia. On this occasion, I declare that this international conference is open. May God bless us all with good health to make this event successful and enjoyable one. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Samsul Rizal. Ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda is keynote speech, which will be delivered by Professor Luis Casera from University Australia. And the keynote speech will be moderated by Associate Professor Anupun Tetwongwarakul from Kasetsart University, Thailand. Before the sessions, I would like to read the brief profile of Professor Anupun for you. Professor Anupun Tetwongwarakul is an associate professor at the Department of Agricultural Engineering, Faculty of Engineering at Kampeng Sen Kasetsart University, Thailand. His research interest is non-destructive evaluation for internal quality of agricultural products such as near-infrared spectroscopy, hyperspectral imaging system, acoustic response, impedance spectroscopy. He's been an invited speaker for Post-Harvest Losses and Food Waste Conference 2013 in Malaysia and the 13th workshop on non-destructive quality evaluation of agricultural, livestock, and fisheries product in Taiwan 2017. Professor Anupun has been published many journal articles for the past years, such as the combination of visible reflectance and acoustic response to improve non-destructive assessment of maturity and indirect prediction of internal quality of red-fleshed pomelo, that is published in International Journal of Food Science and Technology, and many more. Now, we would like to check whether Professor Anupun is connect with us. Professor Anupun?
Yes, I am here, right.
Yeah. Good morning, Professor. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Good morning. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so we are ready for the next sessions?
Right. Yes.
Okay.
We are ready. Right.
Sure. How about Professor Luis Casera?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, thank you, Professor. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on screen Professor Luis Casera and Professor Anupun Tetwongwarakul.
Right. Thank you very much for the introduction of myself. Right. I feel honored to be a chair of the plenary lectures in which the conference have an honor to have for distinguished guest speakers. Right. The four guest speakers come from four different interesting subjects, right? For today, two of the guest speakers will give their presentation, and the other two will give theirs tomorrow, right? So I am pleased to introduce our first speaker, Professor Luis Caseta. Professor Caseta works at School of Electrical Engineering, Computing, and Mathematical Sciences, Curtin Institute of Computation, Australia. He joined the department as a lecturer in 1981 and progressed through promotion to senior lecturer, associate professor, and finally to professor in 1992. And from 1994 to 2004, he was the head of department. Then he again head of department as of December 2010. In October 1999, he formed the Western Australian Centre of Excellence in Industrial Optimization and have been its director ever since. He is a fellow of the Australian Mathematics Society and the Institute of Combinatorics. His major research interests span the areas of combinatorial mathematics, computing, and optimization, graph theory, operation research, and optimal control. His work ranges from fundamental mathematical theory that underpins cutting-edge algorithms for large-scale optimization of complex systems to industrial applications. Professor Caseta has published so many research papers, and in 2020, he has already published 5 papers. The more recent one entitled Estimating the Value of Intelligence, Surveillance, and Reconnaissance in Maneuver Warfare. So his presentation today is entitled Operations Research in Open Pit Mining, Maximize Opportunity and Minimize Risk. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Casenta.
Okay.
Okay, Professor Casenta, the screen is yours. Okay, Professor Caseta,
Yeah, the
may
talk
start.
is pre-recorded. You have a recording of the talk? It's pre-recorded?
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, Professor. We need a little bit more
Now,
time
Professor.
to set up the video recorded of Professor Luis Casera.
So now the right. So now it is recording.
Curtin University, and I'll be talking to you today on the operations research in open pit mining, which is a way of maximising opportunity and minimising risk. Let me begin by thanking the organisers for providing me with the opportunity of joining your meeting. And I do apologise that I can't be there in person because, of course, the current COVID crisis. In terms of an outline for my talk, I'm going to start off with a little bit of an introduction to the mining industry, its importance, and also the risks and challenges. And then I'll go through a number of open pit mine optimization problems of interest.
Okay, I'm sorry, Professor. There's
Design,
a bit of technical
production
issues,
scheduling,
so we're going to fix it right
equipment
now.
selection and allocation, mine site rehabilitation,
Thank you, Professor.
logistics planning, and then I'll end up with some
Sorry,
concluding remarks.
getting
Now, what I should sort of say is a lot of this work is being done collaborative with industry, so the problems we're looking at are real.
Yeah, Professor.
and
We got the
challenging,
file, but we just
to
waiting
us,
for.
as academics, and also, of course, to the industry practitioners. I choose mining. Because it's actually critical to the world's economy. 4 to 5% of the GDP is attributed to mining. And the annual revenue exceeds over 500 billion US dollars since about 2011. And that's the revenue from the top 40 companies in the world. And in fact, since about 2011, there has been significant increases in mining activity, particularly on the revenue side. In terms of Australian economy, mining and equipment, as well as technology and services, accounted for 15% of our GDP in 2015 and 16, and the sector contributed to $237 billion in revenue. The sector supports around 10% of the total employment, and in many regions of Australia, the mining industry is the main contributor of the region's sustainability. For example, the Pilbara region of WA, mining accounts for 88% of the total economic activity, which translates into in excess of $40 billion per year. And mining revenue resulted in WA having a surplus budget in 2020, which of course means that we've been able to, economically at least, not suffer too much from the impact of COVID. The importance of mining, of course, is that if there are downturns, they have enormous impact on communities, as I've indicated, because many communities are very highly dependent on mining for their sustainability. Let me talk a little bit about risks and challenges. And there are the Mother Nature risks, which is uncertainty and variability in the geographical, geological, geotechnical, and of course through things like disasters like COVID-19. Uncertainty is, of course, uncertainty in the data, and variability is to do with variation in the geology and so on.
I'm sorry, Professor, can you see your presentation?
Yes, these are the slides, but I also sent the full recording, and I thought you were going to just play that, just in case we lose the line. And then I was going to. It's an MP4.
Check.
ย้ายตัวโฮสต์
ไม่เราเอาเขาเซ็นใน recording มามันโชว์อะไรเลยพูดตาม
อ๋อเพื่อให้เขาเป็นคนเป็นโฮสต์ครับ
organizer
ว่าอาจารย์
ไม่คือ recording
Professor Anupun and Professor Luis, we gonna share the video through our host in a minute.
Okay.
So the plenary speech, the pre-recorded plenary speech is going to play in a minute. Thank you.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Is that okay, or?
Sorry, Professor?
That's okay, is it?
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, we just
Okay,
got a little bit problem. Yeah.
Okay.
That's all right.
Otherwise I
Thank
can
you.
Go through the try again.
คือเขาจะไม่พูดใช่ไหม
แกจะพูดแกรอไอ้พี่เลย
Sorry, Professor. We apologize for the inconvenience because there's a bit of misinformation in our team.
Oh, okay. That's all right.
Curtin University, and I'll be talking to you today on the operations research in open pit mining, which is a way of maximising opportunity and minimising risk. Let me begin by thanking the organisers for providing me with the opportunity for joining your meeting, and I do apologise that I can't be there in person because of course the current COVID crisis. In terms of an outline for my talk, I'm going to start off with a little bit of an introduction to the mining industry, its importance, and also the risks and challenges. And then I'll go through a number of open pit mine optimization problems of interest, which include pit design, production scheduling, equipment selection and allocation, mine site rehabilitation, logistics planning, and then I'll end up with some concluding remarks. Now, what I should sort of say is a lot of this work is being done collaborative with industry, so the problems we're looking at are real and challenging to us as academics and also, of course, to the industry practitioners. I choose mining because it's actually critical to the world's economy. 4 to 5% of the GDP is attributed to mining. And the annual revenue exceeds over $500 billion US since about 2011. And that's the revenue from the top 40 companies in the world. And in fact, since about 2011, there has been significant increases in mining activity, particularly on the revenue side. In terms of Australian economy, mining and equipment, as well as technology and services, accounted for 15% of our GDP in 2015 and 16, and the sector contributed to $237 billion in revenue. The sector supports around 10% of the total employment, and in many regions of Australia, the mining industry is the main contributor of the region's sustainability. For example, the Pilbara region of WA, mining accounts for 88% of the total economic activity, which translates into in excess of $40 billion per year. And mining revenue resulted in WA having a surplus budget in 2020, which of course means that we've been able to, economically at least, not suffer too much from the impact of COVID. The importance of mining, of course, is that if there are downturns, they have enormous impact on communities, as I've indicated, because many communities are very highly dependent on mining for their sustainability. Let me talk a little bit about risks and challenges. And there are the Mother Nature risks, which is uncertainty and variability in the geographical, geological, geotechnical, and of course through things like disasters like COVID-19. Uncertainty is, of course, uncertainty in the data, and variability is to do with variation in the geology and so on. And the challenge, of course, to us is to develop more accurate models for data collection and analysis, and effective solution methods that provide a comprehensive sensitivity analysis to establish robustness and flexibility. In terms of human nature risk factors, there's the economic ones, which is volatility of demand and commodity prices,